All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Let's do another video comparing Kobe and LeBron. What the hell? Sounds fun. Want to give Kobe some love. I think he deserves it. We're going to cover another scat video as usual. His original link's going to be down in the description below. And let's just get right to this and see what this is all about. It's called King of Clutch. Well, it's actually called Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James, the true King of Clutch. All right, let's do this.
Jordan or LeBron, LeBron or Jordan. A debate that has been waging on at the behest of the fake news media for nearly 20 years and counting. But somewhere along the line, at the tail end of the Jordan era and a few years before the LeBron era got underway, there was this other guy that came along. Yes, of course we're talking about Kobe Bryant, a guy who faced the most difficult competition in NBA history, who had criminally negligent amounts of supporting casts throughout major stretches of his career, and yet still managed to find his way to 5 NBA championships.
One more than LeBron.
And while there have been varying debates for years between the camps behind Jordan and LeBron, the Kobe-LeBron discourse has trailed off in recent years. But one thing that was pretty much universally accepted, even by people taking LeBron over Kobe, is that...
By the way, Kobe went, what, 5 for 7 in the finals? What'd LeBron do?
Kobe was that guy when it mattered most.
Yeah,
that when your life was on the line in do or die moments, there was no one, maybe ever, that you would rather have taking the shot than the Black Mamba.
I mean, straight up, who we got? You got Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, maybe Reggie Miller. Who am I missing, chat? Put it in the comments down below. Who else? Who would you want to take that last shot?
Of course, we're talking about this premise of clutch, having proverbial ice water in the veins, the alleged killer mentality. But in recent years, in the never-ending quest to prop LeBron James's legacy up, there has been a massive push on mass media outlets, which has produced a trickle-down effect to every teenager with a social media account to spam us with the reasons as to why LeBron James is the most clutch player in NBA history.
Damn it. So ridiculous.
As a result, Kobe Bryant has been catching strays as of late, and the conversation has been shifting as to why he himself was not clutch, but instead was just a volume-scoring shot chucker. As always, the truth is in the numbers and the context. So let's dig in and see what the actual truth is. And to get to the bottom of this, we need to dial in and define clutch time. For purposes of this conversation, let us begin with the last 5 minutes of a game, regulation or overtime, with their teams in a game where the margin is 5 points or less, either ahead or trailing.
I like it. I mean, it's not just about the last shot, to tell you the truth. It's who's delivering in that fourth quarter when the game is on the line. And I've seen LeBron has fall apart in a lot of big game fourth quarters. I've seen Kobe rise up and get half his points in that fourth quarter. I saw Jordan do the same damn thing.
We're going to further shift the focus to the games that mattered most, the playoffs.
Playoffs?
This will be no small sample size, as LeBron James has played in the most playoff games in NBA history, logging 282 and counting, while Kobe Bryant played in the 7th most playoff games ever with 220. And in these situations...
Yo, did Kobe ever miss the playoffs except for his last couple of years? Because I don't think he did. Even after Shaq left and the team was abysmal, he was still pushing that team to the playoffs. The playoffs?
A playoff game within a 5-point margin in the last 5 minutes. Kobe and LeBron are pretty identical. LeBron James has a 90-50 team win-loss record in those situations, shooting 143 of 353 from the field, which is good for about 40.5%, while he is 162 of 213 from the free throw line during those clutch situations. Kobe, on the other hand, produced a
God damn.
69-43 team win-loss record in these games while shooting 107 of 270 in clutch time, good for roughly 39.5%, while he was 149 of 179 from the free throw line during that time. As I said, there is not much separation here, but LeBron actually produced a better team win-loss record while shooting slightly higher percentage from the field and predictably a good amount worse at the free throw line.
I want to look at this real quick. 950, 643. Okay, field goals. A lot more attempts. All right, what are we finding out here? Percentage is similar. Free throws look in favor of Kobe. Oh yeah, 83%. All right, that's something LeBron always did have trouble with since his rookie year. His fourth quarter free throws.
Nonetheless, what is going on here? Is LeBron clutch?
What?
And is he as clutch or more so than Kobe Bryant? Not so fast. Last 5 minutes, within 5 points? Let's ratchet this down a bit more. Make it a bit tighter with less time. We are now going to examine the final 2 minutes of their playoff career with their team in a one-score game.
Yeah, Kobe took those shots. LeBron still to this day, he's passing that shit off. He's just like, I don't want it. It's like a hot potato in his hands.
That's up or down by 3 points or less. And this is where we can start to see things shifting.
All right.
In these situations.
Big game
LeBron
time.
James has a
2
record
minutes,
of
3-point differential.
38, which is still good for about 60% win percentage. But he gets worse in these situations, shooting just 49 of 127 from the field, which drops down to about 38.5%.
38%.
While his free throw shooting at 56 of 76 for about 73% also drops. By contrast, Kobe actually gets better in these situations, as his team record in these games was 51-30, good for 64%, while he shot 40 of 94 in these moments, which is good for about 42.5%, and his free throws also rose to nearly 85% on 67 of 79. All of these numbers not only best LeBron, but Kobe gets better when the games get tighter and later, while LeBron gets worse.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys got to see prime Kobe, but there was a literal fear in the air when the game was on the line and had the ball. You knew who was getting it, and you knew what he was going to do. And you knew more than likely the guy was going to deliver. LeBron, I'm expecting him to pass or fumble the ball the majority of the time when the game is on the line. Completely different scenario. Just a killer gene. Kobe's got the killer gene. And I've never seen that in LeBron. And I'm not just trying to people in the comments think I'm just like ragging on LeBron. I'm not. I'm just stating facts. LeBron is, he's one of the greatest of all time. He's got the best basketball body I've ever seen. He's durable as hell, but he's not clutch. It's that mental shit, that Tom Brady gene. He just doesn't have it.
But listen, these numbers aren't terrible for LeBron, and no one is refuting ultimately that LeBron is a historically great player who has a...
Look at that. Yeah, Kobe's free throws, that's a big thing he would do. Would drive it to the basket, draw the foul. So that's like the ultimate pressure, is hitting game time free throws when the game is on the line. His field goal percentage rises up, LeBron's goes down. And looks like LeBron is taking way less of those shots because of the amount of games the amount of situations where the game was on the line like that. So he's passing it off. 51 for 30. Okay.
Amassed a storied resume, which does include some degree of success in the playoffs throughout his career. Just primarily that he is a complete choke artist when it really mattered most, while other players, such as Kobe Bryant, distanced themselves from him in those moments. And when you add these moments up, Those are the things that elevate others over LeBron. These are the moments that invalidate LeBron from the upper hierarchy of discussions, like that GOAT debate. It is, of course, LeBron's finals struggles that has depreciated his legacy for years. Because, yeah, it matters. And looking at these two players' performances,
It does. Fight me in the comments if you want. If LeBron went 7 for 10 in the finals, uh, he'd be the GOAT. I'm sorry. I love MJ, but if LeBron did that, he pulled that off, even a 70% win record in the finals, he'd be the undisputed GOAT, because that means he's delivering when it matters most. Getting to the end doesn't fucking matter. Winning the last game, that's what matters.
in clutch time during their vast finals resume, it is clear who the clutchest player is. In the NBA Finals round, in the final 2 minutes of one possession games, Kobe Bryant in his career shot 10 of 20, good for 50% from the field, while making 5 of his 6 free throws. While his team went 11-5 in those games, a win percentage of 69%. Again,
yes, sir.
The tighter
70%.
and closer the games are, with the highest stakes, is when Kobe was at his best. In stark and alarming contrast, LeBron James falls off of a cliff in these situations. He has shot just 8 of 29 through his career in the finals during these clutch times. That's just 27.5%, while making 12 of his 16 free throws. And his team in these games went just 10 and 11. 47%.
Ouch.
So
losing record.
Kobe
once
is
again,
shooting
failing
50%
record
from the field in these moments and winning nearly 70% of his games. LeBron James was shooting 27% and losing over half of those games.
Holy shit. That's worse than I thought. That's worse than I thought. So what? Kobe's got a 70% base record in this situation. LeBron has a more than just failing record. I mean, 10 wins, 11 losses. That's terrible. 8 for 29 field goals. That's worse than I thought, LeBron. What the fuck is that? And you call yourself the GOAT? What the fuck?
And this is exactly why Kobe was known as the most clutch player of his era for years.
Freaking killer.
Beginning in 2002, the NBA started conducting an anonymous GM survey. And in this annual survey, every general manager in the NBA was asked several questions, one of which was the player you want taking a shot with the game on the line. This survey was conducted every year for the last 20 seasons. And from the first year it was conducted in 2002 and running all the way through 2012, Kobe Bryant was the answer. 10 straight years. NBA general managers concluded Kobe Bryant was the clutchest player. Since Kobe's run of 10 straight until he ruptured his Achilles and unofficially ended his career, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant have gone back and forth, each being voted the clutchest 5 times apiece, while Damian Lillard was selected 1 year. No player has more than 3 straight. Kobe had 10 consecutive.
And if they kept track of that before that, which is funny, it's like literally right when MJ retired the last time, MJ would have won every single year too. It would have just been a nice torch hand down. Clutch player MJ. Now Kobe's the clutch player. And honestly, Kobe was that guy from like probably 1999 on. So that's about when MJ would have passed the torch, was about 99. The Damian Lillard thing is interesting because I consider him much more clutch than Kevin Durant. What do you guys think?
Not only that, look at these last 6 years. No player got more than 55% of the vote. Now, direct your attention to Kobe's prime. While LeBron was winning multiple league MVPs, and yet 90% of the general managers were saying Kobe was the clutchest player. How
That's
in the
massive.
world has this even become a conversation in recent years? But I know what you're thinking. Kobe was playing easier competition. For his career, no
Not in the
one
West.
faced more 50-plus win teams than Kobe Bryant. In all, Bryant played
not that West.
37 50-plus win opponents in his playoff career. Of the 43 series he played in, that is
Yeah, man. You had the freaking Mavericks. You had the best Suns team. Well, the best Mavericks team, the best Suns team we've ever seen. The best San Antonio teams we've ever seen. Like I mean, I hated Kobe back then, all right, because I was a Suns fan. And he made a lot of clutch shots against my Suns in the playoffs, and that shit hurt. But let's be real, man. That's the hardest path to the finals I can imagine. I mean, it's probably beyond Jordan's era, in the '90s in the East, because that was tough back then. The East got soft um, in the Kobe Bryant era, and the West was so stacked. You know, like the eighth seed in the West was literally competing with the top seed in the East during that like 10-year period. It was embarrassing.
is good for 86% of his total opponents. Comparatively, LeBron James has faced 27 such teams of his 51 opponents, or roughly only 53% of the time. Accordingly, no one has beaten more 50-plus win opponents in the playoffs than Kobe Bryant's 26. But for purposes of this conversation, what kind of defenses they faced really matter the most. And again, this isn't close. Looking at LeBron's 10 finals trips versus Kobe's 7. LeBron played a top 5 defense 15 times out of the 40 series he played in those postseasons, which is roughly 38% of the time. He faced a top 10 defense in year-end net defensive rating metrics 22 times, or roughly in 55% of his series. By comparison, Kobe Bryant faced a top 5 defense in 14 of the 28 series he played in his 7 finals runs.
All right. And top 5 defensive teams. I mean, he's really going into detail with this. He already had me sold, like massively with that with that win percentage and that field goal percentage rise by Kobe and the downfall by LeBron. But let's see what we got. Top 5 40, top 5D percentage. That's what matters. Totals can totals can fucking eat my ass. I don't care. But that percentage, yeah, once again, someone has a bigger number than the other when it comes to averages.
So 50% of the time, he was playing against a top 5 defense. And 22 of the 28 series were against a top 10 defense in year-end ratings, or roughly 80% of his opponents.
Look at those finals runs. That's what I was talking about. The West was stacked.
Kobe faced ranked higher compared to the other defenses in his requisite era than the ones LeBron faced. But they also just allowed fewer points than the defenses did in the majority of LeBron's deep playoff runs. Average points per game allowed by defenses faced by Kobe in his 7 finals runs was 94.4 points per game, while the average defenses LeBron faced in his 10 finals runs gave up on average 99.6 points per game. Yeah, but Kobe was carried half of his playoff series. Okay, let's take a look at Kobe's worst title run in his aged 21 season, when he and Shaq won the championship in the 1999-2000 season. For the playoffs that year, in the final 2 minutes of one-possession games, Kobe Bryant led the Lakers substantially in these clutch moments. In 8 games during that playoff run, the Lakers found themselves in these tight games, and they produced a 7-1 record. In the final 2 minutes of those one-score games, Shaquille O'Neal scored 2 points, going 0 of 2 from the field and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. No Lakers player in that postseason had more than 4 points in those situations.
I mean, because the Hack-a-Shaq, he don't want to go to the line. He's admitted it now. He'd avoid the ball sometimes in clutch time because he didn't want to get fouled and go to the line. A guy like Penny Hardaway, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, he needed that guy. Not, by the way, not dissing Shaq. I'm just Just facts, you know? That's what a 1-2 punch is. So he knew his role.
Aside from Kobe Bryant, who led the Lakers with 19 points in these
Yes, sir.
situations, shooting
He's that
6
guy.
of 9 from the field
God
and
damn.
7 of 8 from the free throw line. In a
66%.
playoff run where Kobe is viewed as an afterthought. Now, for comparison, let's examine LeBron's greatest playoff run ever.
Hot take. I mean, everyone says, Shaq carried him. Yeah, that was MVP Shaq. Shaq did the majority of the work. But if it wasn't for Kobe, he don't have those 3 rings. You know, you need that other guy. But to be fair, Kobe wouldn't have those 3 rings either. So I wish everyone would stop dissing on one or the other and say, "Oh, it was all Kobe or it was all Shaq." No, man, it's a 1-2 punch. They needed each other.
Kobe's worst versus LeBron's best. The 2015-2016 NBA playoffs, where he single-handedly carried the Cavaliers to a championship and defeated the
Kyrie
unbeatable
was the clutch guy.
73-9 Warriors. You know, the playoff run that made LeBron the GOAT in his own delusional mind.
Right.
Right there made you the greatest player of all time.
God damn, man, Scap, you got to put that in every fucking video and trigger my ass. Look at Michael Jordan's face. It gets me every fucking Scap.
Yeah, in that postseason, 31-year-old prime LeBron James scored 5 points on 2 of 9 shooting in clutch time during the final 2 minutes of a game within 1 possession, while Kyrie Irving led the Cavaliers in clutch time
That's
scoring
it.
with 8 points.
That's it right there. That's all I've been saying about the Cavs freaking finals, man. Who was the clutch guy? Who was that guy? It was Kyrie, man. It's never been LeBron. You know, who won it in Miami? Ray Allen. Who won it in Cleveland? Fucking Kyrie. LeBron was the guy to get him there, but he needs a finisher, and Kyrie was that guy.
On 3 of 6 shooting in those situations. I mean, who carried who?
22% for
Kobe
LeBron.
Bryant, at 21 years
Go.
old, was vastly more clutch than LeBron James ever was. What I'm saying is, there's levels to this. Kobe
Yep.
was more clutch against much stiffer defensive opposition, and regardless of what teammates he had surrounding him. When comparing LeBron to Kobe as it pertains to killer mindset and closing ability, keep Kobe's name out of your mouths. Kobe was always the most clutch player of his era and substantially more clutch than the likes of LeBron James. In fact, if we are talking all-time clutch players, Kobe has very few equals.
My
And
shoes.
that is why those people who actually watched his entire career.
That one hurt. That one hurt so bad. And he starts pounding his chest. Man, I was watching that game live. I I had such high hopes for my sons during that like 5-year run with Nash. Man, one man on a shitty team broke our heart. That man right there. You son of a bitch, Kobe. Rest in peace. I love you. But at that moment, I hated you.
Rank him so highly because at the end of the day, those are the times and those are the moments that really matter. Many thanks for tuning
Yeah,
in
you
as
earned it.
always. And
You
if
earned
you
it,
have
Kobe.
not subscribed yet, what are you doing? I mean, what are you waiting for?
What
Yeah.
are you waiting for, huh?
Click that subscribe button now.
Yeah, I agree.
Do it.
Do it.
And
Do
join
it.
me.
I'm
Until
that guy.
next time.
I say do it. Yeah, I'm with Scap. Go subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to mine while you're at it if you like what you see. And you know, as usual, there's Scap's channel. Give a like, give him a subscribe. In the description down below, I'm gonna stick the link to this original video as always. And what do I want to talk about in the comments? This one. Honestly, I think it's pretty simple. 2 things I can propose. One is head to head. Straight up, game on the line. You got Kobe and LeBron on your team. Who you drawing to play it for? Who's got that last shot? And then 2, let's go all time. All time. Who's taking your last shot? All time. even current age. It could be Steph Curry, it could be Michael Jordan, it could be Larry Bird, Kobe, whoever. All right, guys, let's battle it out in the comment section. I appreciate you watching as always, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.